2005 was a big year for pop culture and entertainment. Shows like Avatar, The Office, and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia premiered. Same with Star Wars Episode 3 and Madagascar. And on February 14th of that year, a little video sharing website called YouTube would be founded. Many things that came out of 2005 are still talked about and beloved, even well over 2 decades later. When you think about it, it's kinda crazy. Wait a second. Remember the Crazy Frog commercials that graced our TV sets back in the summer of 2005? This frog, also known as the Annoying Thing, would ride around on an invisible motorcycle, speaking gibberish to a remix of the song Axel F from the movie Beverly Hills Cop. It was a huge hit back then, and the music video for Axel F is currently sitting at 5.9 billion views. I haven't really heard anyone speak of Crazy Frog much these days, but that doesn't mean it's still not popular. The Crazy Frog YouTube channel has almost 20 million subscribers, and its most recent music video has 13 million views. I guess the Crazy Frog craze never really died out like I thought it did. Crazy Frog had multiple albums, ringtones you could purchase for your flip phone at modest prices, and of course, video games. Not just one, but 2 Crazy Frog games would be released between 2005 and 2007. Those are Crazy Frog Racer and Crazy Frog Racer 2, also known as Arcade Racer. The first game would only see a release in Europe and Australia, while the US would get the sequel a few years later. Crazy Frog Racer would end up being infamous for how awful it is, with reviews and ratings going almost as low as possible for every release. These games were poorly put together, and were nothing more than a quick cash grab to bank off of Crazy Frog's popularity at the time. I'm not surprised to say that these games have been requested for me to play more than once. So I guess it's finally time to see what's going on here. Outside of the Annoying Thing and the big drone guy, I had no clue that there were more characters in the Crazy Frog universe. They all have varying stats, which are based on speed, acceleration, road holding, and weight. I'm assuming road holding is handling, but I have no idea what the weight stat does. I tried to find a manual for this game to gather more info, but not even the manual says anything about the stats and what they do. Most of the bunch seem fairly balanced, except for one. Drone, while having okay speed, has below average handling, high weight, and the worst acceleration stat in the game. I mean, it seems pretty fitting for a villain who's tried and failed to stop the Annoying Thing on more than a few occasions. Could its failures also carry over into the Crazy Frog Racing universe? Well, let's find out and see if you can beat Crazy Frog Racer only using drone. For this challenge, I'm gonna try and beat every cup in the championship mode on hard. Before I get into that, listen to what sounds play when you select something. Yes, Crazy Frog noises will play every single time. I started with a single race to get used to the controls first, and this game is really shaky. I don't know if that's due to my real European PlayStation 2 and copy of this game or what. The controls are fine, there's a health bar that does something. I think it affects speed, and you can collect coins in the race to use for items that are shown on the left. That's probably the most interesting thing about this game. Every character has a selection of items they can choose from and purchase when they have enough money. Some items will vary by character too. Aside from that, you got an uninspired racing game that's plagued with technical bugs and bad track design. I have zero clue what the hell just happened there. Why? This is the first level. The tracks are wide open, and you can easily fly off and out of bounds if you don't mind your speed. It's definitely as bad as it looks, and it's only gonna get worse. The first available cup is the Baby Cup, and it starts off at East Park Beach. The track is just a long highway, which is also a reference to the Axel F music video. It looks simple on the surface, but beneath those looks lie agony and anguish. Why is this open? Why is the first track in the game completely open? I couldn't stay on the track for very long. It's not helpful that the game pretty much punishes you for going fast. Sometimes even going at an average speed on a hill will make you take wing. I've rarely seen anything quite like this. I mean, I could compare it to F-Zero in some ways, but boosting in that game and flying off the track was usually at your own fault. In Crazy Frog Racer, falling off because of a boost isn't so much a lack of skill, rather the game just not knowing how to handle you using it. I don't know where I am! Drone's acceleration is just insanely terrible. Look at how I tried to speed up after falling off the track. Okay, somebody got stuck over there. Dude, this acceleration is crazy bad. I was doing so badly that I tried to spam traps to maybe have a chance at slowing the others down, but none of them worked. Oh my god, the consequences of my actions. Look at this! I got 6th place and no points. First place would end up finishing almost 40 seconds ahead of me too. Obviously, I wasn't going to continue with no points, so I reset to try again. On the next try, I thought that spamming traps while everyone was nearby would be the move, so I tried to do that with time bombs, but the game wasn't having it. I'm getting hit by my own because I'm too... What is it? Hold the phone! Cut the video! What the hell? I assumed this was because I was going too slow, and that there were others too close to me triggering the bombs. But man, what a game. It took some time to get used to this track, more than I ever thought would be needed. But when you get the layout down and know when to boost and brake, it's not so hard. Oh, I stole it! The next track up is Southwest Hightown, and it looks almost exactly like East Park Beach. That's because it pretty much is, but with a new route. The old route is closed off, as shown with traffic cones and barriers, but you can still take those paths if you want to enjoy a nice time out of bounds. Southwest Hightown was just another fun time of learning where all the issues were at. Thrusters activate! I can't see. Oh my, how is anyone supposed to play? I even found something new. As I was boosting, I hit a bomb and drone just froze in the field goal is good position until I fell off the track. It was a bad time and I'd end up in last. This put me in 3rd place, but since there were still 2 more races to go, I chose to continue to see what else the Baby Cup had to offer. And to no one's surprise, it wasn't much. Hightown is just another change-up of the track I just played on. Again, there were more hills and turns here compared to the last 2 tracks, which I absolutely loved. F*** you. Let me play the game. Oh my god.
And it's just its acceleration is so slow, that's the point, but it's still annoying.
I'd actually end this race in 3rd. Guess I'm finally getting the hang of this. Unfortunately, I wouldn't have enough points to even have a chance at first, so I had to reset again. But little did I know that this reset was only just the beginning of a long journey through the jank, and I had no idea what I was getting myself into. Insert title here. That turn is the worst turn ever. I have to restart. I have to restart from the beginning. Words cannot describe how frustrating this experience was. It always felt like right as I was getting ahead, something bad would happen to me. I got so mad that I started boosting out of frustration, which never worked out. Oh my god, I'm throwing. This game sucks! You can't fight the issues in Crazy Frog Racer. You have to learn how to play around them. Like in East Park Beach, you can boost off of this hill and cut through some of the track. That alone will give you a big lead. And if you play it safe and spam traps in the last lap, you'll be victorious every time. Southwest High was about the same. I found that I could boost on this turn here, and that was more than enough to keep the lead, so long as I kept falling to a minimum. In Hightown, you don't even need to boost. Just lay down traps frequently and watch as the CPUs laughably struggle to get through the race. And finally, the last track, North City. This area is riddled with hills that will throw you off because you somehow went too fast and didn't prepare yourself to make a turn in time. There's also a tunnel and a roundabout here too. Those are the only new things added to this never-ending highway. By this point in the cup, I had already won the first 3 races and only needed to place 3rd or better to win. I got 2nd, only behind this character that looks straight out of Rat Boy Genius, and also got a new cup record. I made my initials mad because that's how this game made me feel. Beating the Baby Cup unlocks the Funny Cup, and in case you are wondering, there's nothing funny about it. The sewer at least tries to make it seem like you're in a different area, but the tube in the beginning is completely broken. I flew out. What? What? They also added a tunnel too, but other than that, this is just more of the same stuff we've already seen. And we're going to be seeing plenty of it because this race is over 5 minutes long. That would have been fine if it was just this track. But no, every race in this cup is lengthy as hell. Drone does not make this easy. He's got even more problems in this cup, and they're all acceleration based. I showed that if you fall off a track, you'll respawn and have to slowly charge up to get moving again. Of course, that's still an issue, but I discovered something else. Sometimes when you boost after respawning, the game will just stop you dead in your tracks and you can't carry your momentum. It's almost as if whomever designed and programmed this game is trying to piss you off bad enough that you'll want to give up. Well, they aren't scaring me away, I'll tell you that, but they damn sure tried. I'm stuck. I can't move. I'm stuck. I'm literally stuck. I could not see anything. I clipped through. What? What? It's inevitable that I'm gonna sound like a broken record in this video, because every track in the game is so similar and has the same problems. So I'll just share the tricks I learned that got me through the funny cup. I forgot to mention it exists, but if you start boost in the sewer track, you'll be the first to a bunch of money in the tubes. From there, just spam traps cause there's nowhere to avoid them. As you can see, this caused everyone to slow down or fall out of bounds. There's another tube tunnel later in the track, which you can boost through since you usually won't fall off in here. I don't recommend using traps in this area though. The CPUs can dodge them, and they'll be waiting for you in future laps if you want to boost. It's my own traps doing this to me. Friendly reminder, do not set up traps right there. Why did you even touch it? Then there's a third and final tunnel you can boost in. You'll clip through the ceiling, but you'll never go out of bounds. West City was just a problem track for me. My best piece of advice is just to take it easy and mind your speed, because you'll be having a bad time if you don't. West Park Beach was roughly the same, except in this track, there's a large tunnel that you can spam boosts in. It's the best way to get ahead. Park Beach has the same tunnel, and a part here that was present in East Park Beach, which is good for boosting too. By the end of this cup, I won by only 2 points. It was tough, but it didn't take nearly as long as the baby cup. That means there's only 2 cups left to go. I can't imagine this game will get any crazier.
Holy fuck.
I'm going, oh my god. See, like, I'm supposed to go there. And like that, like, why'd I just get stopped dead in my tracks? That's wonderful. I'm stuck. I love this game. I'm stuck. Good sweet Mike. The Crazy Cup was the hardest, most trollish cup ever conceived. First, they butter you up in downtown and center city. Those are easy to get first place in. But then in peripheral and technical path, the CPUs turn into freaks of nature. Ellie specifically. She'd be hovering around the top 3, and then out of nowhere, she's miles ahead in the last 2 races, gets first in both, and steals the win away from me. I couldn't even tie in points with her. And if I did, the game will choose whomever spent the least time racing in the cup as the winner, and that definitely wouldn't have been me. I can't say that there's any tricks to this last cup. You just have to play patiently, find some safe boost spots, and spam the hell out of traps if you're in the lead in the final lap. Shields help a lot too. You never know when an item will pop out of nowhere and knock you off the track. I know this explanation is shorter than what I gave for the other cups, but you gotta trust me here. There is almost nothing else to say about this one. It took me over 4 hours to beat it, and it was all because of the same issues I've already brought up happening over and over again. Now with the added difficulty spike of the CPUs in the last 2 races, and even lengthier tracks than ever before. You gotta have the patience of a saint to get through this with Drone. It's almost impressive how far behind he can get after even one mistake. When I won, I had very few out of bounds ventures, but that alone was not enough. You have to boost wherever you can find a comfortable spot. There aren't many of those areas, but they do exist. If you don't boost, you'll find yourself left in the dust, unless the CPUs keep falling out of bounds, and that happened a few times. But with 6 points in the lead after painstakingly going through this hell of a cup over and over again, I unlocked the special cup, which is the 4th and final one in the game. You wanna know what makes this so special? Why, it's because it's every single cup I played all in a row. This should have been called the Crazy Cup. I can't believe that this is their grand finale. And with how long each cup is, you're looking at nearly an hour or more just to get to the end. Thankfully, I was well prepared to tackle the challenge ahead. Since I had plenty of experience racing in these cups over the last few days, I found myself winning more often than not. My lead was so big that when it came time for the last 2 races, I could have literally just given up and still won. Now, I didn't do that because who knows what kind of BS this game could throw at me at the last minute, but thank God it was a one and done deal. With this win, I unlocked a new character named Matilda, who I've learned is based on mad cow disease, and then I got kicked back to the main menu. Unsurprising that no one wanted to show off the credits for this game. Oh well, it's all done, and I proved that you can beat Crazy Frog Racer only using Drone. Thank you all so much for watching, and you know, you should keep it that way when it comes to Crazy Frog Racer. Just watch. Don't play this garbage. I've never seen a game with such horrible track design along with so many bugs and unfinished things in it. Well, okay, I may have seen a few, but this is up there as one of the worst. And you know, it could have been a tolerable experience if maybe they put up some larger guardrails or something like that in each race. This experience was miserable, mostly due to the fact that you spend more than half the game flying off the track. It gets real old after a while. I will say that there are decent ideas here. The item and money system is different, different, and health could have been something too. Keeping all the races in one large area and branching off the paths for each track is also fine. Games like Need for Speed and Burnout have done that before, and it works. But for the love of God, if you're gonna do it, wall off the unusable paths. If you want to see how insane these tracks are when put together, here's a depiction of what that may look like. Drone in this game is complete crap. I never would have thought that a good acceleration stat would have been so important here. I played Mikkel afterward to see what a character with 1 extra point acceleration feels like, and he was an absolute beast and one of the only characters I never saw in my races. Thank heavens for that. He would have whooped my butt. If you have any interest in playing this, I recommend choosing any character with decent acceleration. One last thing I'll say is that the music in this game is actually not so bad. I originally muted it because I thought that the copyright would have got me for all the Crazy Frog tunes, but there aren't any in the game at all. And after listening to all the songs in the sound test, I was surprised to say that they were alright. Big shout out to the Smiggler. The reason I muted the music was because I accidentally started my challenge with the second game in the series. My experience with it was short, but it felt almost the exact same as this, and was loaded with Crazy Frog songs. I'm not gonna say I'll never play it, but I'm certainly gonna take my time before revisiting this train wreck. Be sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Also, I stream all of my challenge runs live on my Twitch channel and here on YouTube. If you'd like to check that out, be sure to subscribe or follow me on Twitch. The link to my Twitch channel, along with links to my other social media accounts, can be found in the description. If there's a challenge run you'd like to see, you can also check out the description for a direct link where you can submit your ideas. Thanks again for watching, everyone. See you in the next video. Get me the out of here. Mad? Yes, extremely.